Hello everyone, Shinto Bean here playing some more Warhammer Combat Cards Ranked Mode. Now I had a request to do a video on the Eldari warlord Lelith Hesperax, so here she is. The reason I don't really play as her much is not because she isn't good, quite on the contrary, she's pretty powerful. But number one, using her is a little bit tricky. It takes a bit of brain power, and sometimes the units, the choices you get in your hand are not that great, so that can be a little bit frustrating. It also just takes a little bit longer, I think, to get through the matches because you have to wait for her animation to go off every time you destroy an enemy unit, and that just kind of bothered me, so I don't really play her too much. The deck that I use with her has not really changed too much. You want to make sure that you use traits that combo well with her special rule. So I've got two units with Outflank in here, the Crimson Hunter Exarch. Now this is a pretty difficult card to get, so a lot of players might not have this one, but I think it works pretty well. The Scourge in here also has Outflank, and then we've got Scout. We've got the Warwalker, which can increase the ranged attack when it deploys, and that thing, if it is able to redeploy multiple times, you can of course use that trait over and over. And there's also the Hellion, which is a melee scout, which I did have in here, but I took it out and put this guy in, or this succubus in instead with Furious Charge. You do have to be a little bit careful when using Furious Charge or Precision Shot, because if you kill the enemy with the trait, then the unit will then retreat and go back to your hand before it actually gets to make its main attack, so you want to try to avoid that. Parasite Engine's pretty good too with Medicae. You can potentially get multiple heals off of that thing. And then the Shadow Seer, I don't really like too much, but with the triple shield, if it's able to destroy something, it can get all those shields back. So it can be a pretty powerful one to combo with Lelith. So let's go ahead and deploy. Alright, so we're up against Gloggerthrox the Foul. And he just got his special rule buffed this season. So every time we destroy one of his units, it's going to reduce the attack value by 15%. That could potentially really greatly reduce the damage that we can deal here. Now we are running multiple outflanking units, so that will at least enable us to increase our damage output. We might have to be careful in how we actually deploy these guys. I'm going to put some of the ranged units down first, Malgan Ra over on the left side, and they've got some Psychers by the looks of it. We're going to put down the Warwalker as well, increasing our first ranged attack by a very large amount. They've got the little Shambler with Taunt over on the left side. Alright, so the initial precision shot did just 34 damage, and very big attack here. 117 from Malgan Ra, easily taking down the Shambler, and that will cause him to first get hit by Nurgle's Rot, and then second, redeploy back to my hand. So we're going to be able to use that precision shot once again. Alright, and I think we're actually just going to deploy him now. We'll go ahead and put him over here. And he is down to 60 damage. It's still a pretty good amount, though. They got Typhus on the field with Poison. So it doesn't look like that Scourge is actually going to be able to kill anything. Now we have debuffed all three of their attack types, so they won't be dealing nearly as much damage, but still pretty good amount of damage from the Sorcerer. And what level are these guys at? Let's see, the Warlord at level 7, Typhus at level 6. These are not super high level, but not that low either. We're going to keep taking advantage of their lack of ranged units and keep blasting away at them. Malgan Ra gets hit by another Nurgle's Rot, but does redeploy again, so we'll be able to get to use his precision shot for a third time. Now you are able to redeploy your units up to a maximum of 2 times, which means that you could use their traits a total of 3 times. Let's see, it's our turn. Just going to put him down over on that side. He has served his purpose pretty well, I'd say. And let's go, well, now we do have the Shadow Seer here. But I think we're going to go with this thing. The Parasite Engine, healing up our guys, and we deployed it across the weak Poxwalker, so definitely be able to destroy that with the Parasite Engine, which will enable us to use the Medicae again. Unfortunately, that Poxwalker debuffed the range, so we're dealing a lot less damage here. But when the Warwalker destroys Mistress Azala, it will redeploy back to the hand. And are they going to switch to a melee attack? We'll see what they deploy next. And now might be a good time to actually deploy the melee unit over here. So I think, we don't know what's going to come out, but we're going to put down the Succubus in the center. And they're going with the Psyker. Okay, that was the wrong choice. Psionic Blast, coming from the Herald, dealing 10 damage to each lane. And they're blasting away with the Psychic attack, debuffing the ranged once again. That was not a very good turn of events. I think we're actually going to switch over to the melee attack. Kind of a waste for Malgan Ra, but he's going to die anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. The Succubus goes back to the hand after destroying the Herald, as does the Parasite Engine. So you can see it's taking a little while just to get through all of these animations. But we've only lost one unit so far, I think, or actually was it two? I guess they took down the blanking on the name, the Scourge. Okay, we've got the Crimson Hunter, which can take care of business with that outflank, and I'm putting down the Shadow Seer. They're probably going to keep going Psychic, which means that whatever I put down in that lane will get poisoned. I will just go with the Succubus. It's pretty low on health, so it's probably going to die. See what they do. Okay, they're going for the melee attack. So, yeah, because the Succubus dies before attacking, they get a lot of free damage in there. I think we're going to put down the War Walker. We could also put down this guy, actually, but I think we want the extra ranged attack damage, so we're going to go with this, hit him really hard, and that will actually enable us to redeploy 2 of the units, which is actually really good for me because it can enable me to react to whatever they deploy next to the field. I can also move the Shadow Seer over if I want, although it might be a good idea to just keep it in that lane so it can destroy Typhus and then get all the shields back. It only has 1 shield remaining, but if it goes back to the hand, I get an additional, well, 3 shields back on it. So put the Warwalker back down. We'll see what the final bodyguard is here. Okay, lots of Nurgle coming to the field. This guy used to have shield, but now he has fear. He's only at level 5 though, so not too incredibly strong. We'll go with, let's go with this guy in the center lane. Parasite Engine. And will they go for the melee attack? We don't have a whole lot of melee on the field. Alright, so they've got fear. They're greatly reducing the damage of my units, as can be seen. Alright, but they have absolutely no ranged on the field, so we're going to take advantage of that, go with the charged up ranged attack, deal not a whole lot of damage, but enough to get the Shadow Seer back to the hand, and we'll redeploy that, I think, in the... We can put it in the left lane, just to block the Demon Prince. But you know what? I think we're just doing fine, so we're going to put down the Crimson Hunter instead, over on the left side. It is avoiding the fear, so it's going to be able to attack for a whole lot of damage and take down Gloggothrax pretty quickly, which normally would take a lot longer. So, yeah, I think we'll be able to destroy it before... Oh, actually, not quite. 99 damage from the Crimson Hunter, and then the Parasite Engine able to finish him off. So, took quite a while to get through that match. The Nurgle's Rot, I don't think was very effective. I did not actually pay much attention to how much it was debuffing my units, but clearly it was not nearly enough to stop the onslaught from the Eldari. And that is the power of Lelith Hesperax, being able to just constantly redeploy your units, reuse your traits, and react to what the enemy has on the field. It's a very powerful special rule. I think it's pretty fun to use, I suppose. Again, my only gripe is that it just takes so long to watch those units redeploy every single time. But let me know if you have any questions regarding this special rule, and if you play as Lelith, let me know what sort of bodyguards you use with her. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.